What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike and I'm back at it again with another video. I've been meaning to make this video for a little bit of time now, so I'm not going to waste too much time. It could be a little bit lengthy, so yeah. Either way, let's get right into the video. The video is going to be talking about Walgreens versus CVS when it comes to the stocks, when it comes to an investment. Which one of these investments should you choose? Should you choose both of them? Should you choose Walgreens over CVS or vice versa? We're going to talk about all that in today's video. So sit back, get locked in, get something to drink, get a snack, all that kind of good stuff. Let's get right into the video. Let's go. If you haven't seen my content before, I make content talking all about personal finance here on YouTube. So that means saving your money, investing your money, budgeting, credit cards. It's all covered right here on Dollar Mike. Crypto as well. All covered right here on Dollar Mike. So if you're interested in stuff like that, make sure that like button and hit that subscribe button to see more content like this. Let's talk about Walgreens versus CVS. I'm going to break this video down into about 5 different sections. Each section, I'm going to go over the differences between Walgreens and CVS, and I'll give you a little bit of insight as far as what that entails. And on top of that, at the end, we'll do like a little bit of a verdict, and I'll overall tell you where my price target's at for both of the stocks. So either way, let's start with the first section, which is the background. Now, the background of Walgreens and CVS is almost identical brick and mortar retail locations that also offer a pharmacy. So you can go ahead and go in there and pick up some groceries if you need to get some small stuff like that. You can pick up some band-aids, you can do their pharmacy stuff like that and get some prescriptions, or you might want to go to the photography section and get some film developed or something like that. You can get flu shots from there and other vaccinations as well. Overall, just offering you that general convenience of being a pharmaceutical convenience store, pretty much, where they offer the prescription stuff and they also offer the regular stuff that you can go in there and grab as well. So if you're interested, that's what Walgreens and CVS is collectively. Now, the differing part when it comes to their locations is actually the amount of locations that they have. So CVS is only located in the United States and Walgreens is located in the United States and internationally as well. CVS has nearly 10,000 locations located all across the United States of America. And when it comes to Walgreens, Walgreens has a little bit over 18,000 locations, 9,000 of which are in the United States. The rest of them are outside the United States, so about half and half that are all across the world, of course. So great stuff there. Either way, great business models for both, and they both do around the same thing. As of recording this video, CVS stock is sitting at about $93 a share with a market cap of about $123 billion. But for Walgreens stock, they're sitting at about $38 a share, and if we scroll down and check out the market cap, it's around $33 billion. So about a quarter of the worth of CVS if you look at just the market cap alone. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't deter anything or anything like that. So you're all good to go there. Either stock is still a valid option. Either way, I would like to talk about the future of both of these companies because I want to see where they really plan to go over the next 5 to 10 years with the investments that they made over the past couple of years. And if you look at both of these companies, the profit margins aren't that huge either. So you won't expect them to make too much of a huge profit, nothing crazy insane. But of course, they're still making money, but nothing insane like you look at something like Tesla or Apple or something like that where they make a lot of profit or they have a high profit margin. CVS and Walgreens don't have a high type of profit margin. That's just not the type of business they're in. COVID obviously have changed that just a little bit, but overall I think things are going to start to get back to normal over the next couple of years. So they do have to make other investments to keep themselves pretty much in competition with each other, which is great. So that's what we love to see. Competition only makes the things better anyway. So let's get into the future of CVS first. So back in 2018, CVS acquired Aetna Health for $69 billion. Aetna Health is a health care behemoth. Yes, I'm trying to get this all in one line. It is a healthcare behemoth, and overall their plan was to focus more on the consumers, putting them in the center of care. Aetna has tons of different avenues of revenue when it comes to that, and they also provide care, of course, through insurance. They provide care through telehealth via teledoc. So they have different ways of making money from their consumers. On top of that, different ways of providing healthcare benefits to the consumers, and of course CVS purchased them back in 2018. So I've never used their virtual primary care before. I've always went in person to go see my primary care doctor, but if you need to do something like this or you need to talk to your primary care doctor, then you can do that through the Aetna Health virtual platform. And of course, with everything going on in the world right now, obviously things moving more virtually makes a lot more sense. So them having that or making that acquisition back in 2018 makes a lot of sense, and I think it'll prove to be very reliable for them, very cost-worthy for them and cost-effective, I guess you could say, for them in the future. Either way, on top of that, CVS is also focused on making healthcare hubs. So these healthcare hubs are supposed to be like one-stop shops, pretty much like a patient first or a urgent care, where you can go in and take care of something, maybe I sprain my ankle and I don't need to go to the doctor to do that, or don't need to go to the hospital to do that, I can go to these healthcare hubs and do the exact same thing with a lot cheaper cost. I'm not going to walk into the hospital because I sprained my ankle, or maybe I got like a bad cut, or maybe I'm not feeling good that day. I'm not walking into the hospital for that, at least not in America. I don't know how other countries are, but in America, you don't do that. We pretty much don't go to the hospital for anything because it'll cost you a lot of money and it's not worth it, and you'll be in debt for years. So we don't do that in America, but for all my international viewers, maybe it's a little bit different for you. Either way, they're focused on that, so that's good as well. And on top of that, they're closing 900 stores in 2022 to accomplish that type of goal. So closing all those stores, obviously they're closing a lot of CVS clinics just because they want to focus on that healthcare hub type of business. So those stores might not actually be closing in the sense of the building being gone. The building might still be there, but it might turn into a healthcare hub versus being an actual CVS store where you can go in and buy some Coke or Pepsi, go get some Band-Aids and stuff like that. Overall, cutting down, making everything more cost effective, and on top of making everything even more cost effective and just focusing on the stock as a whole and their shareholders, CVS also announced a $10 billion share buyback program in late 2021. So all good stuff. It seems like pretty solid stuff. And let's call it on over to Walgreens and talk about what they got going on for the future as well. Over the past year, Walgreens has made some solid investments as well. I'm sure after looking at CVS acquire Aetna, they had to go ahead and step their game up. So of course, Walgreens is also focused on that whole healthcare, health focus push, which of course makes perfect sense for you being a retail pharmaceutical brick and mortar location that you would focus on something like that. So to compete with CVS, Walgreens made a $5.2 billion investment into Village MD in 2021, which is pretty much the same thing as what Walgreens did a little bit on their healthcare hub type of idea. With Village Medical, pretty much there's going to be a Village MD right next to a Walgreens. That's the idea of it. It'll be right next to a Walgreens, so you can walk in just like you can do at a patient first or at urgent care. You walk in, you take care of whatever you need to take care of, you go and get your medication that you may need. You can have that prescription filled right next door at the Walgreens, and it works out really well. On top of that, you can still use Walgreens for all their other stuff, like you can go in there, do the camera stuff, go in there, just get the general convenience type of stuff, Band-Aids, Coke, whatever. I don't know why I keep mentioning those two things, but that's the whole point. So that's the idea of it, and that is a $5.2 billion investment. Overall, more cost effective as well, so I don't really see any issue with it. On top of that, Walgreens also did another $330 million investment into CareCentric in 2021. This is overall a 55% stake in the company, and this is pretty much for that remote health push. The same thing kind of goes here. You want some type of primary care, you want some type of remote primary care where you can talk to your doctor without actually going anywhere and leaving your house if you don't have to. So this can do just that. CareCentric, of course, there's the majority stake in the company, 55%. So you'll be all good to go there. So overall, that investment works as well. Lastly, in 2021, Walgreens also did an investment with Innovation Associates. Pretty much this is going to allow them to modernize the prescription fulfillment for all. So this will help be cost effective for consumers. It'll be better for the actual doctors that push out these prescriptions to the consumers or people that need those prescriptions. So we should be all good to go there as well. That's pretty dang cool, I'm not gonna lie. And overall, like I said, the competition is heating up, so things have to change, things have to modernize, things have to go virtual or online in general, and this is the best way for them to go ahead and do that. On top of that, Walgreens also sold the Alliance portion of the company for about $6.5 billion. That $6.5 billion is obviously going to be used to refocus Walgreens for the future over the next 5 to 10 years and also pay down some debt, which is always a good thing. Always pay off your debt, especially when you're, a multi-billion-dollar company. I think it's a good idea. And even if you're just like me and only have a little bit of money in debt, make sure you pay that debt off. You'll live a better life. Now, you've heard me say this term multiple times already throughout this video, but I just want to make a whole section for it because it's that serious, and that is competition. The reason I bring up competition, like I said before, competition generally just makes things better, because if you have competition between two companies that pretty much make the same exact thing or either have the same type of business, we overall as the consumer get the best bang for our buck because we'll get something cost effective. We'll probably get a better service from going here versus going over there. Maybe that's just how it should work. Obviously, we see that every single day when you look at video game companies, you look at car companies, anything like that. Competition brings out the best in all of us to an extent. Past that though, the reason that I bring up competition realistically is because there is a lot of competition in this space, even between Walgreens and CVS. That's besides the point. We still have other companies that's stepping into this space that haven't really been in this space before, but they could take it over because they're so big. And of course, one of those names is Amazon. So Amazon obviously stepped into space a couple years ago with Amazon Pharmacy. Overall, doing the whole prescription thing, cool stuff, cool beans, nothing crazy there. But on top of that, just last week, I believe it was last week, Amazon acquired One Medical, which is a huge deal, and I think they spent a good amount of money for it. This $3.9 billion acquisition from Amazon to purchase One Medical is just that, and that is overall to diversify in different ways by lowering costs while increasing avenues of how Amazon may make some extra money. If you guys don't know, Amazon, this isn't their first acquisition out here. They've purchased tons of different companies. I think one of the most recent ones I remember was Twitch, but of course, I can put something on screen to show you guys all the Amazon acquisitions. Of course, it's Amazon, so they own a lot of different things, but regardless, them getting into that healthcare business as well is not going to be a good look for CVS or Walgreens in the long term, especially if Amazon decides to take that whole industry over. Now, do I think that will happen? No, personally, I think Amazon, typically when Amazon does these acquisitions or purchases these companies, they overall just give them more money. They don't really try to overall revamp the company. That usually just doesn't happen, but we'll see. Either way, Amazon wants to be in this space. They want a piece of the pie. They want to make some money, so that's a thing out there. On top of that, Walmart wants to be in this space as well, and Walmart did an acquisition of, or a partnership with MeMD. So same thing kind of goes here. Walmart wants to be in that pharmacy space, and Walmart can easily do it just like Amazon can easily do it because both of the companies are huge. They have a huge customer base. It just goes to show the competition is there. The competition is heating up, so things have to change with Walgreens and with CVS and with Amazon and with Walmart to go ahead and compete with each other to overall provide the consumer with the best available product or service. Before we get into some price targets and my overall verdict between these two companies, let me let you guys know about one more thing, which is pretty important to me. It may not be that important to you, but I think it's pretty important because it's pretty solid, and that is the dividend for these companies. So let's start with CVS right here. The CVS dividend yield currently at today's price is about 2.31% on the dividend yield. That's a pretty solid dividend. CVS doesn't increase their dividend pretty often, but overall, like I said before, CVS just did that $10 billion share buyback, which is great as a shareholder. That's always great because overall they're valuing your shares as more versus diluting your shares and pretty much making it worth less. So that's solid. But if we switch gears and go over there and look at Walgreens at the current share price, the dividend yield is almost 5%. This is a 4.97% dividend yield right now, which I think is absolutely insane. I think it's a great deal. Walgreens can easily pay this dividend yield out right now with no issues and consistently pay that out over time. Like I mentioned before, CVS isn't known for increasing their dividend over time. The dividend growth on Walgreens is 7 years straight and counting right now. So overall, the dividend yield has been increasing for 7 years straight. We love to see it. Regardless, you guys know I'm a big dividend investor and I like those dividends in general. And if I can invest in some dividends and hopefully get some growth out of it as well with either one of these companies, I think it'd be great. So let's cut to the verdict. So here we go with the verdicts and the price targets. So when it comes to CVS, let's start with CVS first. When it comes to CVS stock, I think CVS stock is super solid. I like it. I'm not mad at the dividend. It still pays a decent dividend. There's nothing wrong with that. They don't increase it consistently, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're still going to make a solid profit. I personally believe in CVS if you get CVS at the right price. That right price to me is honestly anything under $85 a share. If you guys didn't know, if you didn't catch it earlier, CVS stock right now, I believe is sitting at about $93 a share. So it has a little bit of ways to come down, but I can definitely see it coming down in the short term and maybe rising again in the long term over the next 5 to 10 years, maybe coming down in the next 1 to 2, maybe 3 years. When it comes to Walgreens stock, I think Walgreens stock is in the perfect position to be bought right now. Like if you guys don't know, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to invest into, but I know what I'm going to do when it comes to my personal portfolio, and I would love to buy Walgreens stock at anything under $40 a share. I really like Walgreens. I think Walgreens has taken a hit over the past 5 years about. It hasn't been doing pretty well over the past 5 years. They're paying off some debt. They're refocusing the company. They're doing the same thing that CVS is doing. And overall, I think they're positioned really well to succeed in the future. We don't know what the future holds for us. We don't even know what tomorrow holds for us. I don't even know what tonight holds for me, to be completely honest. So we have to wait and see how the future plays out. But I like either one of these companies. I think they'll both do really great in the future. You don't expect any crazy growth from these companies. Like, you're not going to get a Tesla or anything like that. Don't expect anything like that. But you're here for just to be invested into a solid company on either end of the stick. And on top of that, you'll get a solid dividend as well. With CVS, you'll get that 2.31. With Walgreens, nearly 5% right now, which, like I said, is insane at that price. So I like either one. Personally, I would not buy CVS right now just because of the price. But if it came down, especially around the $80 range, I don't see why not. And you rode it back up to maybe like $100, $110 a share. For Walgreens, I can see Walgreens going up over the next 5 years. I can see Walgreens going up to maybe $65, $70 a share if everything works out. They continue paying off that debt, and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll see how everything plays out, but that's in my verdict. Like I said before, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you guys what to buy. This is all for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you guys enjoyed, because that is it for the video. If you plan to establish a long-term position in either one of these stocks, then make sure you just don't invest all your money at one given time. I guess you could do that, but overall what I would do is, if, say for instance, you're playing around with about $1,000, I might want to put about 15-20% of my money in at first, just to establish my position. Then if the stock goes down a little bit, I can put some more in. Goes down a little bit more, I can put some more in. Goes back up, I can pretty much put the rest of it in. Overall, putting my investment in, making sure I can get the best possible price. You can't time the market, so don't try to. But as a long-term position, as a long-term investor, I'm all good with either one of these. But I do want to get them at a certain price. I don't want to buy CVS over $93 or $93, and I don't want to really buy Walgreens over $40 right now, especially I don't have to, because it's at $38. So I'm definitely gonna be buying some more Walgreens next week, and probably throughout the rest of this month and a half or so, get to a certain number of shares, and then go about my day and keep it pushing with the portfolio. So let me know what you guys think. I think both are valid options, so let me know what you think down in the comment section below. That's pretty much all I got. Thank you guys for watching as always. I'm not sure how long this video is, so like I said, thank you. I really do appreciate it. On top of that, I also appreciate you guys checking out that Robinhood video. We went from like 2,000 views to like 8,000 views overnight. Crazy stuff. Appreciate all the support. You guys already know we're going up. I got more content coming for you, more dividend videos. If you guys want to see more stock analysis, I do plan on getting more into analysis as time goes on. It's a lot going on right now, but I do want to get into it. So yeah, let me know. I do want to focus on doing some stock analysis, maybe not versus pretty much, but definitely focusing on one single stock and going in depth, in detail, what they had to offer for the future. So if you're interested, let me know. Drop some stocks down below and I'll get into it. That's pretty much all I got. On top of that, you guys want to secure your crypto, check out my Ledger partnership. You'll get a Ledger. It'll be linked down below. It'll solid help, solid kickback for the channel. And lastly, the last plug, check out Seeking Alpha. A lot of the information I received today, I can get off of Seeking Alpha. You can get you can get a free trial and a premium membership for about $50 off, I believe. And the link will be down below for that as well. Either way, that's all I got. I'm done. Cut the video off, Mike. They're tired of hearing me. I'm out. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay positive. Dollar Mike. Peace. And by the way, Jordan Peele, Nope. That was a solid movie. Let me know what you think of that in the comment section below as well. I'll see you guys later.